Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Chamber Board Member Sandra Edwards.
Good evening, everyone. I have to say, this is completely off script already, but this is just great to look out in this room and see this dynamic, energized group of largely women. Really fun. So thank you for coming. No offense to the men. So my name's Sandra Edwards. I'm a board member for the Chamber of Commerce. I'm also a partner at the law firm of Farrell, LeBron & Martel, and I'm a proud member of the Well Steering Committee. So welcome to the inaugural sold-out Well event. So not only does Well, there we go. Not only does Well represent the Chamber's commitment to a diverse workplace in this city, but it also offers a space for people to come together to share ideas and community as reflected in this terrific group tonight. Let me start out, and I'm going to read this part so I don't miss anyone's name, with a special thank you to LinkedIn for hosting us in this great space tonight. In particular, the team of Roxanne Ball, Kelsey Garvey, Katie Farrick, and Erica Lockheimer. So thanks to LinkedIn, if we can give a round of applause. And we're also really appreciative to all the sponsors for tonight, which includes Accenture, Bank of America, University of Pacific, Southwest, LinkedIn, Farrell, LeBron & Martel, Microsoft, Lyft, Levo, Laundry Room, Prezi, the San Francisco Chronicle, and the San Francisco Business Times. And we also want to thank our Well Steering Committee members, all of whom you will see on the screen behind me, courtesy of Prezi. And once again, thanks for being with us tonight. We have a fantastic lineup of speakers this evening, so I know it'll be really interesting. And without further ado, let me welcome Kara Golding, CEO and founder of Hint Inc., and Heather Knight, City Hall reporter for the San Francisco Chronicle.
Super excited to be here. Yay.
Well, I work out of the City Hall press room, and there's a lot of men at City Hall, so it's great to see so many women here tonight. Nice change of pace, and it's great to be here with you.
Thanks.
I wanted to know, you had a string of jobs in business through the years that I read you describe in some article as some of them were kind of boring, and I was wondering how you really found that passion and how you knew exactly what it was you wanted to do and kind of how you made that click in your mind.
Yeah. So first of all, I'll try not to hurt your ears by having my hair hit the microphone. So if that happens and I'm flipping my hair, it's not that. It's just that I just don't want it to go crickle, crickle, crackle. So, you know, I think it really, how many have had Hint before? Did you guys know? How many knew it was a San Francisco company? Interesting. So I started Hint really out of my own interest to get healthy, and just as a backstory to really what you're talking about as well. I was in tech. I was with a company called AOL and ran their little old AOL. So I was employee 70-something at AOL. Actually, I opened the San Francisco office here many, many years ago over on Bush and Montgomery. But I actually commuted to Virginia for many, many years and really felt like I was kind of living the dream, that I was, you know, doing the 90s thing, like doing, I mean, who wouldn't want to be running shopping online at AOL, right? Like it was such a great thing. And basically, I would get on a United flight at 6 o'clock every morning on Monday morning, and I would come back on Friday. And I thought, after a number of years, I thought, finally, when I get to growing this business to be $1 billion in revenue to AOL, I'm out. And I didn't really think that was ever going to happen. So it was like a great goal, because I thought, you know, that's going to be the role that, like, that's going to be the thing that will never happen. And so therefore, I'll always have a job, because it'll never get to be $1 billion in revenue. And then in 2001, it happened. And I always say, especially to my kids, like the world changed in my mind in 2001. I had spent a lot of time in New York. I had had friends that lived through the experience that we all very much remember. And I thought, I really want to do something that really makes a difference in my life. And while I was trying to figure out what that was going to be, I decided I'm going to get healthy. How many have left a job before and said, okay, while I'm looking for a job, I'm going to go and get healthy. I'm going to join a gym. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to go to Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. That was me. And I had, at this point, my third child was born in 2002. And his name's Keenan. And when Keenan was born, I said, I'm going to get this baby weight off, and we're going to like go in the jogging stroller and really, make a difference and do this. And I had no idea where I was going with this. And finally one day I said, I am going to go to a bunch of different doctors and actually figure out why I can't lose the weight, why I suddenly have adult acne, which I'd never had as a teenager, and why I had no energy, why I was, just feeling super sluggish, somewhat depressed, the whole thing. So the response back from doctors was, you've had babies too close to one another, you're hormonal, that's what happens to women when they grow up. I don't know. It was just it was a very complicated thing that I was like, okay, slow down. I didn't go to med school. I really want to understand kind of where we go with this. And so rather than actually taking medications, which these doctors were more than willing to give me, I went to one doctor in San Francisco, one in Los Angeles, one in New York. They were all going to give me medication, and I kept saying, for what? And they said, it's hormones, it's lots of different stuff. And I'm like, so I've been hearing about this thing called type 2 diabetes. And is this something that I could actually have? And they're like, no, you don't have type 2 diabetes. In hindsight, I actually think I was pre-diabetic. And I think that there were lots of signs now that I look at that I thought, this was what was going on with me. So I decided prior to taking any of these medications, I was going to throw my very best friend in the garbage, diet soda, Diet Coke. And the Pepsi people love me because I'm always like, nope, my issue wasn't Diet Pepsi, it was actually Diet Coke. So, but I threw it in the garbage and I said, what is going to happen if I do this? And whatever happens, then we'll go from there. And so I threw it in the garbage, and in 2.5 weeks, and it was a hellish, can I say hellish? Anyway, it was a hellish 2.5 weeks. And basically I had no energy, I had massive headaches, I was feeling terrible. I thought, I'm going to throw it in the garbage and see exactly what's going to happen. And I lost almost 24 pounds in 2.5 weeks. And I thought, that's crazy. Here I've been drinking diet and thinking that I'm doing the right thing, and it's actually helping me to hold weight. And I was like, wow, that's really great. Okay, now I'm going to interview at Google, and I'm just trying to really be passionate about something that I was supposed to be passionate about. And in the meantime, I'm driving home and calling my friend, and I'm like, this is so crazy that we're all drinking fresh squeezed juice because we think that it's better for us, and I'm not sure it's better for you. And all my friends were saying, you should really go get a job at this point, because this is just not, you have way too much time on your hands, and you should really start to, focus. And I'm like, but I am focused. I just really, really want to get healthy. So that was really the start of me believing that I could actually spend all day trying to do something for myself and for my family and really disrupt an industry that I thought was not doing the right thing. And initially I thought, maybe I should just go become a lobbyist, and maybe I should just go on Capitol Hill and just like mess people up and say, this is not right. Like consumers need to understand what's going into their, food and their drinks. And I've been tricked for so many years. And I thought, that's so hard. Like that to me just seems impossible. And so one day I went into Whole Foods on Franklin and California, and poor guy at Whole Foods, I went in and I said, hey, so I hate drinking water, but I really like water with fruit in it. So can you point me to the product that is just like that? And he pointed me to a product called Vitamin Water, which you've all heard of. I'm like, okay, let's all spend 15 minutes dissecting exactly what was in this product, Vitamin Water. And at that time, that product had more sugar in it than a can of Coke. So me and the guy stocking the shelves at Whole Foods were joking around about like, how crazy is this? Like that people actually think vitamin and water is better for you. And he's like, that is so crazy. I came back to the store a few days later and he's like, I told all my friends about my conversation with you. And all of us are stopping drinking vitamin water. And I'm like, me too. This is like such a crazy thing that everybody thinks that it's healthier and better for you. So I sort of joked around with him and said, I should just go, I love this conversation and I should go launch this company. And he was like, awesome, you should go do that. And I was like, would you put it on the shelf if I actually launched the product? And I mean, again, like you guys all know where this Whole Foods was. It was so crazy. And he's like, yeah, whatever, like go away. And so the funniest part of the story, I think it's kind of funny. So I went home and I'm trying to figure out how to actually tell my husband that I'm launching a beverage company. I'm not going into tech, and I'm going to do what I really care about because I really believe that I can make a difference. And while I was telling him the story, I thought that there was no better time to tell him that I was pregnant with our 4th child. And he walked out of the room and I wasn't sure if he was coming back. Like, seriously. I mean, we had 3 toddlers. He was just like, you are out of your mind. And I'm like, I know, like I feel so good. I'm like, launching a beverage company, and it's all great. And he was just like, you're out of your mind. So I said, yeah. And he's like, comes back in the room and he said, so when are you actually launching this beverage company? I said, I've got it all figured out. So I'm actually 3 months pregnant right now. And we all know how long it takes to have a baby. And so I'm going to launch the product at Whole Foods on Franklin in California because the guy told me that he was going to put it on the shelf. And so we have to get this product on the shelf. And by the way, I have a plant in Chicago that is a female-founded plant that I found online, and I'm flying there tomorrow, but I was so morning sick today, so it'd be awesome if you would get on the plane with me tomorrow, and I've got babysitters all figured out, so come. And he's like, this is all within 15 minutes. I mean, he's like, this is the craziest conversation. But when he actually went with me to Chicago, he realized that, I mean, he remembers watching the bottles fly off the shelf, and he said, I get it now. Like, you've been in tech, now you've got a physical product that you can touch, and I totally get it. And I'm like, you don't get it at all. Like, that's not what we're doing here at all. What we're doing is actually helping people in a very simple way by allowing them to have a product that is less than $2 and helping them to make change without them actually realizing that they're making that change. Because what I saw when I went to the doctor was like, going to the doctor is so scary. And if we can actually help people to make that change even prior to going to the doctor, then we could make such a big difference. We could change health in America. We could change health in the world just by